Now, joining us is a lawyer, Gani Faniyi. He's been with us. It's nice to have you join us, really.
Again.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us again.
Happy New Year.
All right. We have the Secretary General, Ijaw Youth Council, Alfred Kemepado. Alfred, good morning again. And Happy New Year.
I'm certain you were waiting for the speech, but then you got a love letter.
Yeah, exactly. But how do you feel about that? Gani, is it okay? Is it okay by you?
Well, this is style and stylistics in literary genre.
Okay.
Ordinarily, what we expect is a broadcast from our father, the father of the nation. That the letter is coming probably...
But it's still a broadcast.
It is a broadcast of a kind. But what I'm saying is that we are used to, glued to, and we will see his body and we feel happy that yes, and we see his demeanor as well.
Okay, so you're saying that you cannot read his body language from
this?
You know, this one has no life. When you write a letter.
Wow.
Yes, that is why in my profession, you don't go before a judge with any prepared document. The judge wants to see you. That's what we call demeanor.
Wow.
Yes. So the president must give me assurance, hope. He is the father.
But Alfred, I thought the tone and the language used in letters like this
can also
determine
emit the demeanor.
Well, it is what it is. We have to accept it for what it is.
You know.
Right.
Yeah.
It's all right. Okay. Now, from the summary that we have read so far, a lot of people already have, in some fact, many of the papers have the love letter already from the president. Now, some of the things he talked about is the issue of security diversification of the economy, the issue of a fight against corruption, and so on. Now, Gani, let me start with you on this. One area that resonates with Nigerians any time that is mentioned when it comes to hope is the diversification of the economy. Agriculture is mentioned in this case. SMEs are mentioned at times like this. How much of these are you seeing?
You see, Mike, it is becoming what we call a shibboleth. You see, something you repeat virtually all the time. We've been long awaiting this diversification. I want a situation whereby the person who engages in agriculture is able to also be at par with somebody who is also doing business, probably in Lagos, or probably is working in banks and all that.
But in this statement, the president is saying the revolution in agriculture is already a reality in all corners
I am here to see where a farmer, where I come from. I am a grassroots man. I want to see a situation. And in any case, let me tell you, there are a number of things that are happening that must be put in place. In those rural areas now, let me tell you, nobody goes to the farm with his... you can't even go alone. See,
security. The
security issue there is there, right there. So all these things must be looked into. Nobody in your household, where I come from, in Ekiti, will say, I'm going to the farm in the morning. It's as good as saying, look, bye-bye. You want to be very careful. You say you want to go to the farm. So all these things must be... We must be able to go freely. Have you too had or seen instances that somebody will just come with cows and then what we have invested for a whole year, just in a second, it goes.
But that hasn't happened for some time now.
It is happening. We have to do something. Look, there is a root cause. We all met it, we were born into it. If this issue we are talking, if the issue of animal husbandry has all along been modernized, that won't be a problem. The neglect of the years is what we are now reaping. Until that very day, will you tell me that cows don't move about?
But
because of
isn't the government trying to address that with the Ruga projects that some states have?
You know the consequences of it and ancestral land and then the emotional attachment to land. That's what I'm saying. These things must be taken out of politics.
So how best do we address it?
That's what I'm saying. That is why government is in place. The Leviathan. Next to God. All this is, there is no rocket science about it. There are ways of doing it, and this is not, is this the only country? There are places where the templates are there. It is business. Okay. And I'm telling you, even in my state, as we are talking right now, there is something going on a massive scale in Ekiti, in respect of animal husbandry.
Okay. All right. Alfred, let's bring you in here, taking it from that window of diversification as well. If you go to FIRO, the Federal Industrial Research Institute in Oshodi, they told, I was there sometime, and they said they have over 1,000 inventions of different kinds that are ready, made, tested within, the system that can revolutionize Nigeria and even West Africa. As it is right now, from chemicals to agricultural equipment to, to food, to all of these things, the prototypes and all of those things are there. Now, when it comes to taking advantage of some of these, if you go to NIFO in Benin, it's the same thing. You go to research institutes across the country, you have all of these, a lot of them inventions. Some of the University of Technology, University of Science and Technology, some of the University of Agriculture, they have different things. Why are we not tapping into all of these?
I think we are not taking the important things serious. To start with, how can we take care of all of these things where we have not even sorted basic things, just ordinary basic things, you understand? You go through the president's speech, and for me, coming from the Niger Delta, I've never felt as sad as I feel today.
Why is that?
It's very obvious. Look at the president's speech. The president talked about the diversification of the economy, and so I agree, but how can we from the Niger Delta be talking about the diversification of the economy with respect to the lines he stated, and our environment is still being polluted, is still being degraded, is still being assaulted? In short, we suffer from what we call environmental terrorism. Look at the whole talk of the president with respect to the projects he mentioned and the projects that are ongoing. Not even the east-west road. I'm not talking about the road to Forcados. I'm not talking about the road to Bonny. I'm not talking about the Trans-Forcados lines. Not even the east-west road that takes the Niger Delta people. It's even mentioned or it's even considered. So this now even reinforces my sadness when I heard that.
But the second Niger Bridge is one of the projects that is certainly meant to connect.
Where is the second Niger Bridge?
In Onitsha to
I'm
Delta.
talking about the Niger Delta.
But certainly Delta State is part of Niger Delta.
That's, you see, don't scratch it. I'm going real, you understand? We're talking about a region that produces almost all the money that the country uses, you understand? You just talked about, you stated here in your program how we budgeted 37 billion naira just to renovate the National Assembly. The budget of the whole Ministry of Niger Delta is about 23 billion naira. In other words, you budgeted 23 billion naira to renovate the whole of the Niger Delta, while you are budgeting 37 billion naira to renovate a building that I just don't understand, with due respect to the senators. But that's left for the Niger Delta and other senators to do. So you can see that the president's approach to the whole of these basic issues, even before we talk about the scientific, is not real. Look at, we're talking about, in his speech, the president talked about the collaboration of international communities and blah, and all of this with the Northeast Development Community. Of course, I sympathize with the ravaging of the Northeast by the Boko Haram factors. But you see, we need to go to the crux of the matter, and that is a lack of education. How much has the president in his budget been able to address the issues of education? What is Boko Haram? It's just say no to Western education. And the whole of the operations, you see that it's founded upon the lack of awareness. So how much have we been able to budget and devote to even that? But you see, let me talk for my Niger Delta. You see, the president graciously mentioned some things about the Northeast Development Commission. Where's the money going to come from? To develop the Northeast, you bring the money from the Niger Delta. Sadly so.
Yeah, but Niger Delta isn't the only place
but I've just stated, look, I'm talking about his speech. Look, at Niger Delta isn't the only place. It doesn't have to be the only place, but it's not mentioned. It isn't the only place when it comes to when we talk about the development and the appropriation of resources to develop these issues. But it is the only place where you have to bring all of this money. Even here that we sit in Lagos, the taxes and the revenues come from oil and other oil-related activities. I'm not blaming, but what I'm trying to say is that what is good for the good is good for the gander.
All right.
So much should have been appropriated to revamping the economy of the Niger Delta. And mind you, like I keep saying on this program, when you revamp the Niger Delta and tickle the economy of the Niger Delta, it is not only Tare and Kemepado that works there. The whole Nigeria works there. I guess you have brothers, sisters, people from the north, west, east, everybody works there. That's a part of Nigeria. It's just that we are, because this country has to develop from all the sectors. So I speak for that sector. But so for me, it's very sad that The president talked about all of this. Even the executive legislature relationship that the president talked about, the Niger Delta is already a casualty of it. I say so because is the president praising the legislature today because the legislature is almost becoming a rubber stamp, or anything the presidency brings, it just goes? Because that is what it seems. Because I say this because the president sent a list to the Senate for the Senate to confirm members to the board of the Niger Delta Development Commission. And in another breath, that same presidency, as if it is confused, set up an interim management committee of just 3 people to run the affairs of the Niger Delta, and saying that they are coming to superintend over the forensic audit. Have you seen them superintend over any forensic? Instead, they are awarding projects and doing other things.
But we saw
slides.
We saw the controversy that was inherent within the Niger Delta. You know, the constitution of the board and all of the prior.
No, Mike. I am not talking about their controversy and their internal politics.
Okay.
I am pointing to you what you can see. They said the interim management committee was to come there and superintend over a forensic audit. Yeah. Is that what they are doing? Every day you watch them on TVC. They are either awarding contracts, emergency contracts, supervising projects, and awarding contracts. Some say even to their proxies. So what I'm trying to tell you in essence are the issues of the Niger Delta is being disrespected, neglected. As a Niger Delta, I feel insulted by the president. You understand that he takes our issues for granted. Because that's why I brought out the issue. Even the interim management committee or whatsoever is not doing what he said he's doing. The substantive board that is supposed to come, it's not doing it. So you can see the budgetary provision. He talked about the Northeast, Niger Delta. Even the project, the East-West Road. We're not talking about the Transfocados Road. We're not talking about the road to
Alfred, we feel that passion and all of that. The president has said, let's not forget that he said that certainly there's going to be environment. He'll be going to the National Assembly.
So an environment we're good for?
No, certainly. It's Nigeria.
We're not good for the real thing.
No, it's in Nigeria.
There's no but the money will come from there.
There's no real or supplementary. It's still Nigeria. Thank you very much, Alfred Kemepado, for coming on the program. Thank you. Gani, Faniyi, thank you so much. I know you're itching to say a lot, but we don't have all the time right now.
It's my pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I want this year to be a renaissance for this country.
Yeah, exactly.
And a fluorescence.
It will be. Thank you so much.